Okay, so it's the 13th of December, it's another wet day in Cornwall, and another bloody virus. There's my chicken house, and all the doors are closed. They are actually allowed out today, but didn't think they'd want to come out in this. And I've got them used to being indoors, and they're going to have to stay indoors for a while, thanks to Avian Flu. So, this is how my chicken house works. Collect the water off the roof there, goes into the trough, which I usually run a gravity fed drinker for the chickens to get out of there, and my meat chickens are in that side, and this side where the net is, this is where the layers usually are. The layers I've taken down and put them in the polytunnel, which I'll show you later, and then around the back. And chickens are not normally allowed in this back section, so I've had to modify it a little bit. We put some net up to stop wild birds getting in and stop chickens getting out, and I've put this, got the door with its own self-closing mechanism, and there's two sections in here. Those three haven't found their way out over here yet. This mesh up here should drop down and close this off just like that side. So I've got the laying chickens are usually over there, and the meat chickens are over here. And these are the nest boxes here. We've had to change a system because it should be hooked on there for the nest boxes, which is a nice easy system, but this is just a lash up that we've done the last couple of days. So even though they're meat chickens, they're still laying. Cockerels don't tend to lay very well. That's my main hybrid, my own breeding cockerel. He's sort of crossed up over the years from various different breeds that I've kept. My favourite breed, base breed, is the Indian game, or Cornish game as we call them here in Cornwall. And there's a pure Cornish game cockerel there and there, and they're different bloodlines which I picked up in the summer. And there's three pure pullets there, and then that fluffy looking thing there, and that cockerel back there, and there's another one somewhere, that black one there in the middle. That one is, well, those three are from eggs which someone gave us, and we hatched them out, and we're not exactly sure what they are. I think they could be leg bars or something like that, but they're not meat breeds anyway, they're layers, so I'm not going to be keeping eggs from those ones for my meat chickens, or chicks, for this year or next year, almost in next year. That is as long as we don't get any problems with this flu. Now, we have had it a few years ago, we got told to keep them in. There's my water system now as well, so that we just sort of lashed that up yesterday. It comes through, there's the water trough outside, and the water just gravity feeds into there, and it sort of self drips. So we'll see how that works for a day or two. And the feeder is we just tied that one up and let it swing and stop any pests, little four-legged creatures getting in there and nicking it all. And they still did jump back up in there and roosted. The roosts are in here, and normally they roost there, and there's a mesh underneath, and all their manure drops through the mesh, and we collect it under there, and it's all kept separate, and they don't wander around on it and all the rest of it. But anyway, there we go. This is what we got to do to keep them in. Normally back in this bit, this is our box here, which is a vermin proof box where we keep our feed, and then we've got various little houses which we've either picked up for someone's been thrown away or whatever, which we use for nest boxes when we're hatching eggs. And I prefer to hatch them the natural way, and these meat chickens do go broody, so that's the best way of doing it. They'll sit on 8 or 12 eggs each, and we'll do 3 or 4 of those over the year and hatch out a few chicks for us. So these are the meat chickens. Oh, this it's a bit green. It's actually got a bit of algae growing on it, but that is my sheep yolk. So if we have any sheep which have got a lot of milk, or one lamb or no lambs, and they're milking, we will bring them in here and milk them as well. So here we are, polytunnel. So I got my laying chicken, so we've got to make this a little bit more bird bird proof and also fox proof here as well, because just with this plastic mesh around the outside, we've got a few holes in it, so we've had to tie it up, which is well, that's probably a good thing. That stops chickens getting out. And we've also put electric fence, 2 strands all the way around, so that's going to hopefully keep any foxes out. We've got to worry about foxes. So we've got a dozen layers here. Made a roost for them. Oh, it's different weather in here. Tropical in here, girls. Here's their feeders. Need to. Now we are giving these a purchased feed because they're laying chickens, and they're going to need higher protein. Protein and extra calcium, because they are laying an egg a day pretty much now, even though it's almost the shortest day. And they'll probably be able to pick out a few bugs and stuff from the compost here in the polytunnel. It's where we had the tomatoes and beans, and we had a frost last Sunday night, and that's taken the chili and the aubergines that are left, and tomatoes. They've been taking tomatoes off of there every day until the 6th of December, and the same aubergines. That's just frost. We had frost last Sunday night, so 7 nights ago, and this was all looking really good until then, and that's it's taken it apart. There's actually one little bit that has survived, so there we go. Don't know why that bit didn't get frosted, but a week ago all this was, you couldn't see the ground because it was all like that. And I put a nest box here for them to lay in, and I've got a bag of dry leaves which I was using in my compost, which is this box here, and of course they're laying in there, aren't they, which is fine. Eggs are clean. This is my compost pile. So I don't know, I was doing a video on my silage the other day, and this is the little bit of silage that was that had white mould on it, and it's now started to warm. So that was Wednesday, and it was a little bit warm yesterday, and that's getting quite, it's not hot, but it's warm and it's steaming, got condensation in there. So my plan is you know, a couple of weeks in the new year, to use this as a sort of a hot box to start off some spring seeds. Anyway, these chickens are happy in here, and because they are in here, it's obviously it's light because it's a polytunnel, and hopefully it's fox proof, because I don't think being up on those perches is going to keep them away from fox if it gets in here. But I've also rigged up, this is a hawk, which is hopefully keeping the wild birds out. Obviously we don't have avian flu in Cornwall at the moment, but wild birds have it, and they're travelling around the country, so they could bring it here at any time. So the idea is, obviously if all the poultry are inside, it's less likely for them to catch it from the wild birds. So yeah, so I haven't actually got electricity in the polytunnel, so I've had to run an extension lead from the shed, and put a timer on there, and at the moment I've got it coming on about 5 o'clock in the morning, and just that one little 20 watt low energy bulb seems to wake them up in the morning, and they get out and they're laying. And when they were out free ranging outside 3 weeks ago, I think they've been in here nearly 3 weeks now, since we've been told about the flu, we thought we'd get them in, even though we're not supposed to keep them in all the time until tomorrow. They have gone from laying 8 eggs a day average up to, well, over 10, so pretty much 11. Some days we are getting 12. Yesterday I had 12. I'm not sure what we got today. We'll have a look in a minute. And that's, I think, because I've been putting the light on. I've been giving them an extra sort of 5 minutes a day for the past 2 or 3 weeks in the morning, so they have natural roosting time, but the light comes on in the morning, so they think it's daylight's lengthening instead of shortening. So we've still got 10 days of shortening days. That makes a big difference on the eggs as well. But they won't be able to go out and have any grass from tomorrow. But apparently we're still allowed to call them free range eggs. Not that we really sell very many, but we're allowed to call them free range eggs for 16 weeks apparently, even if they don't free range outside. But they have got loads of room in here to free range, and I'm going to bring some greenery in here for them to pick at as well. Right, so there we go. That's what we're doing for the chickens. Hopefully keep avian flu at bay and away from all our poultry. That's enough viruses for 1 year, I think. Whew. See you directly.